All right, so welcome back. It's January the 4th. We're working on some basics of order of operations today. So this is actually from previous grades, but this is stuff that we got to make sure we know in order to build on with what we're working on this year. And so before you are doing this one, um, you should have already watched a video I posted that was quite a very silly video, but it's very, very good and reminding you of the order of operations. Um, and so make sure you've done that before you are getting started with the practice. I think it's very essential that you do that. Okay. Um, all right. Now, what we're doing on this particular video is I'm going to show you how I expect the order of operations work to look. And even on the practice, you will not get full credit for the points I put in the grade book if your work does not look like this. Okay. So I'm going to go through the first three on this video. You do need A, B, and C done on your work you turn in. But I'm going to go ahead and go over it first on this video. Okay. So the order of operations is something that you should always be following. Okay. So it's not just like when we do quote unquote order of operations problems, every problem follows the same order of operations. And that is that you do what's in the parentheses first. That's P, E exponents, which is what we'll start with on Monday. Then multiplying and dividing left to right, and then adding and subtracting left to right. And I will show you what that means on here. What it's saying is that multiplying and dividing are really the same step, and whichever one is on the left is the step that we do. Okay. The reason is like that is just that's the way we decided to do math culturally. And so that's what we're doing. Okay. So on this first one here, we have 6 times, then parentheses, 12 minus 1 plus 9 plus 18 divided by 3. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to circle what we're doing on this step here. Okay, so on this step, we're going to do what is in this parentheses. Okay, so the P. So 12 minus 1 is 11 plus 9 is 20. Just that little bit right there, I'm okay with us, basically just doing that part. Then we're going to recopy the rest of the problem. So it's 6 times 20 plus 18 divided by 3. Okay. Now, the next step here, we don't have any exponents, so we're on the multiply and divide step. So we're going to go left to right. Here, I'm going to do just one step, one at a time here. 6 times 20 is 120. Okay. Then I'm going to go let me just go ahead and go to the next color here. Plus 18 divided by 3. Okay. Now, here's where you got to be really careful. It's not 120 plus 18 next because this is a dividing one. So we need to circle the divided one here. 18 divided by 3 is 6. So then we have 120 plus 6 is 126. And then you box in your answer there. Okay. So notice this ends up looking kind of like an upside down triangle coming down to a point because it's getting shorter and shorter. I need the steps to look like this. I need you to do one step at a time, and I need you to show what step you're doing by circling, or which operation you're doing by circling the operation you're doing. Okay, so that's A. All right, B. Let me erase these just so it's not all up on here. Okay, so B, we have 6 times 12 minus 1 minus 9 plus 18 divided by 3. Now, this is the same numbers. However, there's no parentheses. So what we need to notice here is our first step is not going to be parentheses or exponents, but rather multiplying. 6 times 12 is 72 minus 1 minus 9 plus 18 divided by 3. So you just recopy the rest of the problem. So now we have all this subtracting and adding, but then first we need to do that division. 18 divided by 3 is 6. And then we recopy the rest of the problem. Okay. Now here's where this is adding and subtracting left to right. 72 minus 1 is 71. All right. Minus 9 plus 6. 71 minus 9 is 62. Plus 6 is 68. Okay. So we'll box in our answer here, and that is B. Okay. Now for C. All right. C, we have a bunch of parentheses here. Okay. So we're going to say, all right, let's take this one right here. All right. So we have 12 plus 7 is 19 minus 9 is 10. Okay. So then we're going to have 8 times 10 minus, and then we're going to do the 4 plus 10 right here. Just trying to not do too much on one step here. So we're going to do the other parentheses next. We're still on the parentheses step. There's 14. And then we recopy the rest of the problem. Okay, now we have a multiplying step. 8 times 10 is 80 minus 14. Now, if you don't know how to do 80 minus 14 in your head, you come over here, you subtract like normal, and we get 66. Okay. All right, so that's A through C. I'm gonna make a separate video for you to come back to check your work if you get confused on one. So make sure you do get in the habit, if you're not already, of watching both the video like this one where I give you instructions, and then the one after you're done to check over your work, see if you need to ask me any other questions.